We can start.
Yes, let's start.
Okay, so welcome everyone. This is a small talk where we will talk about jazz. We will talk about the project that's going on in Tallinn right now called Kids Can. And we have a lot of guests on the panel. And in the audience we have a lot of guests also from Denmark, from Portugal, and some kids from Estonia too. And I would like to invite everyone in this room to just join in whenever you have something to say. Just please go ahead and say it. First of all, I would like to say a little bit about Kids Can before I'm going to introduce the panel. So Kids Can is a project that's been invented by me, actually. So this was an idea that came from a lot of other projects that we did in Denmark for children and for young people. We did a project called the Jazz Camp for Girls, which is basically a project for creating girl bands all over Denmark in 16 cities at the same time. And then we did a Nordic version of this with children from Denmark and from the Faroe Islands and Greenland and Norway. And then we thought, oh, why not go all the way through Europe with this? And then apply for some funding in the European Union to use music and jazz as a connectifying instrument to get people to know each other across Europe. And that's why we created Kids Can. Then another idea of the project was to stop hiding the very talented children away in schools. Why not get them up on the nice and professional stages around Europe? So the idea is for the children to play on professional stages around Europe. So we played now in Punanemaya in the amazing Jazzkaar festival, which went amazing. You should give yourself a big hand, everyone here. I was so proud, I was almost crying a little bit. But yeah. And then they're playing at the Hot Club Jazz Club, Europe's oldest jazz club, which is located in Lisbon, in Portugal. And then they will play in an amazing new festival in Denmark called Jazz in the Triangle area in August. So that's basically it. And then I thought, oh, but now that we have kids playing, who should communicate it? Because it's kids on stage, it's kids in the audience. Then we don't want any adults to communicate about this. So that's why we attached the children's journalist program to this camp. So we have 6 journalists traveling along with the bands, communicating on behalf of the bands. So you can follow them on Instagram and Facebook and check out their videos and so on. So as you can hear, the whole project is about mirroring. Imagine a mirror on stage. There's a mirror of, you mirror yourself in what you see. And we now see you, talented children, the audience see you, and the whole world sees you through the communication. Yeah. But let's move on to the presentation round. So to the left of me, I have a very talented Estonian drummer. Oh, I've never heard you play though, so I don't know. Is he good? Okay, I'll have a CD after, and then I'll let you know.
Yes.
He's the founder of a popular jazz club in Tallinn called the Philly Joes, and he's very passionate about jazz education and bringing jazz to young audiences as well. So we're looking forward to hear more from you. Next to you, we have one of our Portuguese participants. Give her a hand. She's called Clara Ribeiro. Almost right. She's a drummer. Next to her, we have Victor Kruse. And yahoo! He's a bass player from Denmark. And next to Victor is Paula Ritz. And she plays the flute and sometimes the ukulele as well. Give her a hand as well. So first I would like to ask you a question.
Yes.
And I would like you to get up if you can, because we have this concept in Denmark and in the UK called the Speaker's Corner, where you get up on a beer box, actually, in Denmark.
I don't have a beer.
You don't have a beer, but can we make an imaginary beer box? Yeah. And then you can get up and then answer this question. Why and how is jazz relevant to young people today?
Yes. So, I think I don't need a mic, or do you want me to use a microphone?
No!
No! So, I think it's relevant in so many ways. The real answer to the question takes probably days. But what I can see really up close, because one of those young kids that had the benefit and blessing to be on stage today and is involved in the program is my son, Oliver. And I can see that it affects him and all the kids in so many ways. You are exactly the right age to have such a experience, just to communicate with each other. You don't have too much time, and you have to find your way in the group, and also those things that you bring on the stage that are really like your fingerprint. And now it's music. You can choose the language of music and the language of creativity and improvisation in music. But young people benefit from the jazz and music overall, just because they need the same qualities in almost everything they do until the end. Can you imagine one day you will be like 83 years old and 93, sorry, yes. I don't know the prognosis exactly, but you will be in a new group, in a like old people's house, and you need creative ways to say that you need somebody to change your diapers, and maybe. So because of your experience already here, that you will find your way with the drums, with the flute, with ukulele, with bass, with beautiful drums. It opens you up. And the other thing that I really love about the project is that it's really the atmosphere of you cannot make any mistakes. It's even if you make the mistakes, they can be the new right sounds. So I like that you have a little bit of pressure, but I have never seen or even heard about anybody like dying or getting injured by a wrong note. So it's a great way to start expressing yourself, but in a different kind of language. But obviously you all know, but today it's more true than any other day, that the music, especially in the jazz context, is completely universal language. So I must say, I like the fact that jazz carries so much tradition, but at the same time, so much freedom. And although you had, it was a stressful day, I didn't see no stress on your faces when you were on stage. Some of you even smiled, and that's not a crime. But I must say, I think the jazz context is really vital for today's young people, that you have the freedom to express yourself, and you actually can communicate universal thoughts. And the other thing that I really love about music and jazz overall, we are all the same. We are on the same path. Some of you are maybe here, some of the audience here is really far ahead, being professors and everything, but the path is the same. So we are all like colleagues, and we can be friends. I'm having several bands with people that I was a teacher of. So I think it is a great way to live with just a little bit jazz in your life or a lot. There's a lot of joy and happiness and creativity and improvisation in that. So, and the main thing is to get it going as soon as possible for a human being. I have a 3-month-old baby that doesn't, like, she's improvising all the time, but not maybe in jazz way, in more like traditional, I don't know. But nevertheless, my other son is 3 years old, and he's into music and improvising with different things already. So the whole Europe, and actually also the States, they are looking for the cure, how to make the jazz audience a bit younger than 60. And in Estonia and in villages, I must say, but also all the other concerts in Estonia, you can see young people attending. And one of the magic cures is what you, a genius, have invented. That you must bring beautiful new creativity to the stage, so young people can also start to go to listen and understand jazz music. It's really harsh to get into something where like everything is super fast and super complex. So I think that is the way to grow people who love jazz music, to play and to listen. So if that answers the question.
Yeah, what do you think? Do you think it answered the question? Do you remember the question?
The question was, why is it relevant? Yeah, so I think those are the reasons.
Yeah. Great, thanks. There's a microphone on the chair. But moving on to the real stars.
Exactly.
Yeah, I heard you. We all heard you. No, it was such a good concert. But Claire, can you tell us a little bit about what do you experience when you play jazz with the other people from other countries?
I think playing jazz with other people, it's a way to communicate through music. It's a really good feeling that you can communicate without speaking the same languages and speaking with each other's.
Yeah, okay, so it's an easier way to meet each other maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you feel that when you came here yesterday and started playing, like, oh, this is so much easier than speaking?
Yeah, because when you speak, we don't know how to speak all the same languages, and sometimes it's hard to speak all the time in English. But when we play, we can play all together without being concerned by the languages.
Yeah. Okay. So even though English it isn't your first language, music is.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
Can I ask one question, real quick? Hey, I have always wanted to ask that. Like, if you're thinking of a tune, being like, how old are you?
13.
13. So can you still like think about the tunes that you play as for example board games like chess and checkers and all of those things? Like if anybody says like all blues, you are like yeah, let's play that. I'm really good at this or this or this. Can you relate to the idea that jazz is like a game?
Yes, it's kind of a game we can all play together, and we can all play and enjoy it.
Actually.
Yes.
Yeah. You can only win.
Yeah. There's no mistakes. Yeah, you can't lose. You win as a team. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so Victor, can I ask you a question too? So when you sit and listen to the other bands play, or if you listen, last night we went to a concert and the day before we went to a concert, what's your experience when listening to jazz as a listener?
I start to hear the bass because that's my main instrument.
Okay.
So that's what
take the microphone. Okay.
I like the bass most because of my
instrument.
But,
of course.
But I also like the music because it's different from the other rock, for example, or pop or something. So I listen and I think it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, even though sometimes it can be complex, or it can be kind of, it can be maybe hard to remember all the tunes, for example.
Yeah.
There's a brain researcher of the brain in Denmark called Christian Wust, and he just said recently that the brain really wants something that's very predictable, like a pop song. But it also wants to combine it with something that's completely unpredictable. So the middle way is what your brain really wants. And it also wants to learn. And if we hear pop music all the time, that doesn't have anything unpredictable in it.
In jazz, for example, there's the main theme and also the solos. No solos looks like each other, but the theme, you all can play the theme, but not the solos.
Yeah, okay, so it has like that combination? Yeah. Okay, yeah, and you like that? Cool. Paula, can I ask you a question too?
Sure.
Okay, so can you say something about improvising? What makes improvising so special?
Well, I don't know very much to say about it because in my opinion, I'm not very good at it. Some people, like today at the concert...
Stop yourself. Was she good at improvising?
No, today
I saw you improvise on stage. You were really good.
When I was listening to the concert, everyone was so good. Like, but for me, improvising is just a little complicated because, I don't know, I don't like get an idea in my head. I just literally play random notes that go with the melody, but I think it makes really special because usually like it's never been heard before. It's completely new and no one will probably hear it again. So that's probably what makes it special.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So when you discover new music, the three of you, how do you go about it today? How do you think? I want to listen to this album today, or I want to play this song. What's your inspiration? Where do you find stuff?
I choose the songs that I'm listening to according to my mood. If I'm like really, I don't know, happy, then I just listen to very like hype songs and super like, I don't even know how to describe them, but yeah, exactly. But I find them usually sometimes when I just listen to songs on, for example, YouTube, then it gives you like similar songs on the discovery page, and then I just click on them, and that's how I find new songs.
Okay, so you're much more free from specific genres. You're much more like playing songs depending on your mood and.
Yeah. Like
okay.
I just listen to everything all the time.
Okay. What about you?
I think it's a little like Paula because I don't know where I find music. I just, for example, I listen something in the street and I like it, so I try to find what is it, and then I discover new music.
Okay. Yeah, also the same, like those two. But sometimes I'll go to Spotify, for example, and just press this shuffle play and just listen to something. Okay. I don't know what this is, but yeah.
Really good. So can I comment just for a moment? So the thing is, you are our spies because we are old. We listen to music and we find music in a different way. So you are answering it kind of like not so certain if it's the right way, but it's your way. It's your generation's way, and all three of you have the same kind of pattern, the same way you are finding. So it is the correct, right way for you guys and your generation. So be proud of it. because it leads you different places, and we should learn about it. You know, not maybe piling up music in the library, because you never end up in the library, but you go to Spotify and different places. But what I would recommend is, there is a reason why you like something. Maybe it's the musicians that play, maybe it's the composer, maybe it's the sound of the saxophone or the guitar. So if you find a tune, try to find on what album it is. Chances are you like all the other tunes as well. So if you discover something, you just take the 4 more tunes from that album, and Spotify is great for that. And also, like, buying vinyls is great, but one vinyl probably is like your month's salary or like pocket money. So maybe Spotify is better. But you just, if you find something, you just the jazz music, like, almost never ever is published just one tune at a time. You just find out what record is on and you listen to that. But a great discovery how they find the music. Yes.
Yeah, because we all need to know that, especially club owners. And so, can you tell us a little bit more about your club? Like, what was the idea about making a new jazz club?
Yes.
I don't know, what year was it founded?
Yeah, I'm the founder.
But what year? When?
5 years
When?
ago.
5 years. Okay. Why did you make a club?
So, do I still need the mic? Probably it's better now. So there was a really easy reason. For 10 years I waited that something from the private sector would start having a jazz club, and I was waiting, and 10 years passed by, and there was only one serious jazz club in Tallinn, which was on only for one night in a week. So we just decided, because we found a cellar that was really suitable for that, we just decided that if nobody does, it will never happen. So we just tried to convince people that it can be done. And a lot of people said just half a year, like 6 months, and it's over. So it was a challenge for us to show that it can work. And now we have had kind of like 900 to 1,000 concerts there in 5.5 years, and we are pushing forward. So I hope we can witness all of you there on the beginning of your professional career, and maybe on top, like, of your professional career, because we have a plan to be there for 30 years. So you have some time.
Okay, so all of you, if you want to be a musician and if you want to make a band, take his card, right? Call him.
It's really easy. It's like Uko. Uko is a fish. He's called fish, and I'm also called fish. I'm probably the senior.
Also, you just go to Tallinn and ask.
Yeah, fish. And then.
But also today, in today's world, a lot of musicians run clubs and make their own concerts and so on. So what does it take to be a musician and have a club? And is it a nice life, or is it way too busy?
I must say, because it's our way to change the environment where we are. You know, everybody needs fresh air, fresh water, and also, like, musicians need those square meters on the stage and some electricity and some instruments to live. So that's why we started it, and it's actually easier than it might seem. But also, there are some aspects that are a bit challenging. But for me, I try to do what you do, but in a million times smaller scale. We are having concerts in our club. They are called Jazz Lives in a Jazz Club. So we can offer students from all around Estonia a free day from their school so they could come to see one concert during their school day. And obviously, as you can imagine, they are all really happy to come there. Like, hey, we are going to a bar, you know, during the school. But there's like lemonade and juice, but nevertheless, it works. So, and actually, they have been coming a bit more and more popular. But I think also because we are working with the Estonian Music and Theatre Academy Jazz Department and all the other music schools, so young musicians can have their concerts at the club, and I think that is the main thing why the club is important, that it is run by musicians, because we know how you feel because we have been you, and that's how it goes. It always goes. You know, no advanced musician drops from the sky. They just have to be not grown, but you have to grow into a serious musician. And I couldn't imagine a better start than the start you guys have already had. And today's concert at the Jazzkaar Festival, which is the only thing that jazz musicians in New York know about Estonia. If like they maybe don't know the capital, they don't know Tallinn or whatever, but they know Jazzkaar. So you guys can put that in your resume or CV or I don't know, Snapchat or wherever you put those things. And all of the cats in New York are like, okay, I'm going to remember that name. Yes.
Yeah. So, if anyone has some final questions or we have a media team.
They should ask the questions.
They should ask the questions. They already just presented the very nice concert down there, and they are covering this whole talk. And we will ask people on Facebook to write any of their comments and ideas if they have some. So, if no one has any final comments.
I have a question.
Oh, you have a question.
Can you predict what year you will be the president of Denmark?
Who?
Like our prime minister.
The kids?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you should be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, let that be the final.
No, I want to know the year. What year?
Oh, the year.
Yes. In 5 years, I hope. You have
No.
great ideas.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, thank you, and thank you for your good ideas. And I just want to say thank you to all the kids here and all the audiences here. If you have some questions, just go ahead and ask people around, right? And then we should give the panel here a big hand.
Yes.
Well done. Now you can put musicians and panelists on your resume and all the clubs and all the things, yeah. And thanks to the audience. Thanks to Reigo. A big hand for him. And if you want to see these kids play again, you will have to go to Lisbon or to Kolding in Denmark to see them. They will play in June and August. So, but thank you. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Jazzkaar.